Welcome students to Suraj Ki YouTube channel, in which students, today we will learn the crop production and the management. First, the kindly to subscribe to Suraj Ki for the upcoming updates. Let's move on the science first chapter of class 8, crop production and management. The crop production and management is a very crucial chapter in the science. Like only the all living organisms need food to survive, and the food is obtained from plants and animals. The branch of the science that deals with the growing plants and raising livestock for humans use is called agriculture. And agriculture is derived from the two Latin words. Ager means field or land, and cultura means cultivation. By this only, the agriculture is the main source of economy of the world also. Then move to on the first topic, how the crop production and management is explained. By the way, to get some introduction of this chapter, India's most important crops included cotton, tea, rice, wheat, and sugarcane. Other important cash crops including jute, groundnuts, coffee, oilseeds, and spices. And another central features of India's agriculture economy is the raising of livestock, particularly horn, cattle, buffalo, and goats. In 2005, the country had 185 million cattle, substantially more than almost any other country. The cattle are used mainly as a draft animal and for the leather. As a farmer increasingly use machinery, the number of livestock they raise will probably decrease. And the buffalo is the main animal used for the producing milk and dairy product. Milk production in and distribution increased dramatically in the 1990s because the white revolution, green revolution of this, like the because of a nationwide government supported cooperative dairy programs. Ships are waste for a view, wool, and goats are main meat of animal. And many Indians, and particularly Hindus, Islamics, refuse to eat beefs like in the Hinduism religious reason, but in another reasons like Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, and all the eat other meat, eggs, and fish. Let's move on other topic. The crop. What is crop? The basic definition of crop is when a plant of same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on large scale. It is called a crop. For example, students, the crop of wheat means that all the plants grown in a field are that of wheat, such as in a field, the large scale of crop of wheat is really only crops is a means anyone everyone is know like the example for not only the wheat as a crop, example for the root crop, fiber crop, tuber crops, oil seeds, cereals, pulses, and legume crops, and cereals like the wheat, paddy, maize, barley, and pulses like the pea, beans, gram, oilseeds like the groundnut, sunflower, root crops like sweet, potato, carrot, fiber, cotton, jute, tuber crop, potato, and etc. And here is the image. Here you can see batterly the crop is grown in enough field. And let us move on to point number second. What is this? Types of crops. It means the kharif crops and rabi crops. There are the two types of crops. It can be shown on the screen, the kharif crops and the rabi crops. The rabi of us kharif. The kharif is less, the crops which are sown in the rainy seasons are called the kharif crops. The rainy season in India is from June to September. For example, in which decade? In which many seasons is there in India. So like by the season only the crops will be there. And that's the two are distinguished in the two types, the kharif crops and rabi crops. Like for example, paddy, maize, soya bean, groundnut, cotton, etc. And the rabi. Again, what is rabi? The crops grew in the winter season are rabi crops. Their time period is generally from October to March. For example, wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and lentil. These are the types of crops and seasons in which where the types of crops are grown and all. And then third point is this: the basic practices of production. Means we have learned in the introduction of a chapter cultivation, agriculture. What is agriculture? What is cultivation? And cultivation, one more at the part of this. Okay, cultivation is of a crop involves the several activities which are referred as the agricultural practices. Like, these are the seven types of activities like preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting, storage. And many of them are like the irrigations also is a main is doing manures, fertilizers, and all. These are the basic. And next we will learn about these. Now the first of the point, the preparation of soil. In the growing the crop from starting, the preparation of soil is there. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil, and the loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworm, microbes in the soil, and these organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and lose the soil and humus to it. In the preparation of soil, as a many types of this there, like the plugging. Plugging is what? The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called the plugging or tilling. Is there what is the benefits like this loose soil contains a lot of air space in it, and this allows the roots to breathe easily and all. And plucking up roots of undesirable plants and weeds at the roots and till the loose soil mixes and uniformly with manure and fertilizers. The loose soil also allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil, and thus the plant gets fixed to the soil firmly. And next, in this preparation of soil only, second is basically by the many of this that you have seen the wooden plug. Uh, in ancient time, that it is used by the wooden plug, iron plug, and now in this time, iron plug is there. Previously in 90s, the plugging by the bowls, and nowadays plugging by the tractors is there. And the third stage is the second stage only, the leveling. The field after the plugging by may still have a big piece of soil called crumbs, and it's necessary to break these crumbs with a plank. And the wet field is leveled by the help of a leveler before sowing the seed. Because the preparation of soil is a big period or a big task for the farmer or for farmer to ensure that the soil is must be great and a good condition. And next we will continue next point. And you can see in the images there, the plugging of images that I have explained this time only. Here you can see how the bulls are plugging the field and the loosening and turning the soil. No. Next one, the agriculture implements for tilling. I have shown you. Here you can see nowadays students agriculture implements for tilling that I have explained. Oh, it is a simple tool which is used for removing the weeds and for loosening the soil. And second, the cultivator. Nowadays, plugging is done by the tractor-driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. The cultivator you can see in this image, the cultivators that cultivating the land. Next point, students. The next point of this chapter, the sowing. And we have, despite of the preparation of soil, the second number is sowing. Selection of seeds. It's very important. When I have explained you the preparation of soil is very much important and a big task for the farm. And by this only, the second largest task for the farmer is sowing seeds. Sowing, the sowing is the most important part of crop production. Before the sowing, good quality seeds are selected. Good quality seeds are clear and healthy seeds of a good variety. Farmers prefer to use seeds which give a high yield. Because The plant, when we grew a plant, the most important and the basic only the substructure is only known as the swing. Swing the seed. Seed is when the seed is good, the plant is also good because it's the birth process of a plant is only the seed. Next, how the sowing of seed is done. Tools for it. It first a traditional tool. The tool used traditionally for sowing seeds is shaped like funnel, and the seeds are filled in the funnel, passed down through 2 or 3 pipes having the sharp ends, and these ends pass into the soil and place seeds there. The traditional method of sowing you can see and the images when the bulls are just pulling the traditional tool, and beside of this, behind of this, the farmers is there will pushing the bulls. And nowadays, tools for sowing the seeds, the seed drill is there. Seed drill, and nowadays the seed drill is used for the sowing with the help of tractors. This tool sows the seeds uniformly at a proper distance and depth. It also ensures that seeds get covered with the soil. Here you can images like a seed. The tractor by the seed drill is attached with the tractor, and the tractor just moving, and is also save the time and the labor cost. And third, the largest point, application and edging or adding of manures and fertilizers. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizers. Soil supplies mineral nutrients to the crop. These nutrients are essential for the growth of plants. In certain areas, if in the some same farmers grow crop field, the field is never uncultivated or fallow. Because of this continuous growing of crops make the soil poorer in a certain nutrients. Therefore, farmers have to add manure to the field to replenish the soil with nutrients. This process is called manuring. Manuring. Improper or insufficient manuring result in a weak plants. And also, now we differentiate the what's manure and fertilizers and how they are put up in the field. First is manure. Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plant or animal waste. It can be prepared in the fields. It can be prepared in the fields. It provides a lot of humus to the soil. It is relatively less rich in the plant nutrients. Like that only the 2 types of manure is there, green manure and the compost. The green manure is this, it consists of green plants, commonly leguminous plants, which are the plucked along with the plugging of soil. In the compost, it is obtained by the decomposition of plant and animal waste in the pits by the bacteria present in the soil. Now, the fertilizers. Fertilizer is an inorganic salt. They are prepared in the factories. It does not provide any humus to the soil. The fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and like this, fertilizers are easy to store and handle since they are soluble in water, so readily absorbed by the plants. For example, for the urea, ammonium sulfate, super sulfate, phosphate, potash, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium is the example of fertilizers. Here you can see the manures and adding the fertilizers in the image. You can see betterly the human or farmer is adding the fertilizers in the field. Number 4 is irrigation. Irrigation, the supply of water to the crops at the different intervals, is called irrigation. The source of irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dam, canals. Because the irrigation, it means the supplying water to the crops in the field at a specific intervals according to the requirement of a crop cultivated. There are the 2 types of this, traditional method and a modern method. The traditional method of irrigation, like the chain pump, moat, the pulley system, Hickley, Rahat, the lever system. You can some other traditional methods of irrigation here. Even the farmers like get these machine and the tools is there, how they are doing. And next is the modern methods of irrigation like a sprinkler system and drip system. In the distinguished of in these systems, like in the sprinkler system, in this method, the water flows from the revolving nozzles and is sprinkled on the crops. The system is used for a sandy and uneven land because these are the school system is not only used in every field and every type of soil because they need the sandy and uneven land. And the drip system, the water is allowed to fall drop by the drop from a pipe near the roots of plant. And a drip system minimizes the wastage of water. But on the other hand, it is an expensive method of irrigation. However, it is useful in those areas where there is the water scarcity because there are the two systems of irrigation. But every type of system, it will be on their respectively place. The fifth is this, the protection from weeds. Weeds, what is weeds? Friends, you can be know what is weeds. Weeds in a field, many other undesirable plants may grow naturally along with the crop. These undesirable plants are called weeds. Weeds can be controlled by using certain chemicals called weedicides. For example, the manual removal includes physical removal of weeds by uprooting or cutting them close to the ground from time to time. Is done with the help of sickle, that is in Hindi it's not khurpi or a citron. For example of this means weeds is known, it can be example slang of these weeds, amaranthus, chenopodium, grass, wild oat, etc. of this example of weeds. And you can see a man spraying the weedicides chemical on the crop when the weeds did not, on what any other cultivated plant that grown along with the crop plants, it's not grown and the crop will be safe. Sixth is harvesting. It is the last and the final attempt of a crop. Harvesting of a crop is an important task. Cutting of a crop after its maturation, it is called harvesting. It can be done manually with the help of sickle or by machine called harvester or a combine. And the harvested crop, the grain are separated from the chaff by the process of winnowing and threshing. Here you can see sickle, combiner, it is a machine. By this process only, that sickle is a traditional method and the combine is the modern method of harvesting. Seventh number is storage. Because by you have done the harvesting, you need to store the grains and the farmers have to store grains in a jute bags or a metallic bin. However, large scale of storage of grains is done by the silos and granaries to protect them from pests like rat or insects. Now, eighth is this, the animal husbandry. And this is the crop production and the management chapter. The animal husbandry is a big chapter, big topic, sorry. Topic is there. The animal husbandry, animal reared at a home or in farms have to provide it with the proper food, shelter, and care. When it's done on a larger scale, it is called the animal husbandry, in which you can see or you can learn in your notebook and notes as well. There are many of the fishiculture, horticulture, apiculture, sericulture, as a many type of this, okay, the fishiculture of fish, and many of them you can see, an animal husbandry. The ending of this chapter. Thank you for your supports and thank you for your seeing the full video of Suraj Ki Pathshala, and kindly to subscribe the YouTube channel for the upcoming updates and for the clear explanation. Thank you and have a good day.